Oh my. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. There is an energy in this room like we haven't experienced it. We always have energy here, but wow. What a great packed house today. Must be something going, is there something going on today? I don't even know. Something going on?
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Somebody left their white Hyundai Sonata running out in the parking lot.
Thanks for. There's a white Hyundai Sonata that's running out in the parking lot. Just a quick service announcement. Okay, she went out. Okay, good. A car that's running. Well, good morning, everybody. I wonder if you'll join me in opening up this service, this celebratory service today, with our call to worship. This morning we gather to bear witness to the light who inhabits our world and indwells our lives.
We need not look up to find this light. We need only look around, within ourselves, beyond ourselves, into the eyes of another.
We need not listen for distant thunder to find God. We need only listen to the music of life, the words of children, the questions of the curious, the rhythm of the heartbeat, and the peace that comes from stilling our minds, bodies, and spirits.
This beautiful morning, let us rest anew in the light who inhabits our world and indwells our lives, the light in which we live, move, and share our being, the light that calls us together in oneness and unity.
May this light shine brightly this day within us and all around us.
And may we be a light of love to the world, always and forever. Amen.
Amen. Why don't we rise up in body or spirit and sing a really fun opening hymn, Sing Out Earth and Sky. Please be seated. A way to open up a service, huh? Yes. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Faith United Church of Christ on this beautiful, fun, and festive Sunday here in Dunedin, Florida. A lot of visitors with us today. We are delighted to have you here with us. Some folks come back from the hinterlands of the north. We're delighted to have you back. You came on the perfect day, I tell you, into our online community. Anyone visiting with us, and all of you were delighted with us as well. If you're online, go ahead and like or share or subscribe, all that good stuff, so we can get our word out there. And if you're here and you want to learn more about what's going on, we have a book you can sign out in the gathering space there to keep you apprised of all the happenings that we have here. And we got a lot going on. Today, as you might have guessed, is Oktoberfest. Woo! Don't ask me what's in this cup. I went through 5 hours of boundary training yesterday. I have a feeling they'd say that's a boundary violation if I had a beer up at the pulpit, so we won't go there. It's on the piano, too. I can't even believe I'm going to say this to you, but poinsettia orders have to be in soon. Can you believe that? Christmas is around the dang corner. I can't believe it. Where has this year gone? We always like to fill the sanctuary with poinsettias, and we have to order them really fast. We only have till Wednesday to order these. And in the past, we've done, you've circled in honor or memory of someone and bought a poinsettia to decorate the church with in honor of a loved one of those. You can email the office or call Debbie in the office and she can fill it out for you. You don't need to pay. I think they're $13. You don't need to pay until November. But we had this place bathed in beauty last year, red, pink, and what the other color was, beauty. So let's do it again this year. And if you're interested in doing that, please pick up a form and have it in by Wednesday in some way. And E. Deschamps, I think I got a slide, Casey. Nashville recording star. We're going to hear some of her music. Y'all remember that? We're going to hear that for our centering moment today. So it's a little plug for Annie, but she's going to have her band here. Get your tickets on the 6th, $15. Get some at 4 p.m. How's that? Huh? Or the Vikings. You can go play out some Vikings too if you'd like to do that. But so Anne E. Deschamps, get your tickets today. Casey, what's next on my little list there? I'm just tinking them down here. Oh, All Saints Day, next Sunday. Send your pictures of your saints, your furry friends, your loved ones that you've loved and lost, whoever that is to you, your saints. Go ahead and send them to saints@faithucc.org. We'll get them in a special video that Michael Stark is going to put together for us for our celebration of All Saints. Natalie has an announcement. Would you like to come up, Natalie? You never know what's going to happen when that comes out.
That's because contrary to Tim Conway, who is not an ad-libber, I am an ad-libber. Good morning. For those of you who are not aware of Pinellas Hope, I just want to give you a little bit of a history. It's a long history, but I'm going to shorten it. Back in December of 2007, Catholic Charities decided that there was a homeless crisis down in St. Pete. And, you know, if all of you remember the tent city back in 2007, they figured, we'll start a pilot program. We'll make it about 5 months. Okay, let's go forward to today. Today, there are approximately 100,000 men and women that go through the doors of Pinellas Hope, which is located down in the Pinellas Park area. The resources right now are they try to give housing, they feed, and they give medical care through Baycare, with the idea of making these men and women self-sufficient to go back into the working community and have housing for the future. So because of who Faith UCC is And because this is such a huge endeavor there's the magnitude of people that go through here, Faith UCC, how we step up, I decided, you know what? I'm going to come forward and I'm going to ask people to get into their closets, go to the dollar store, go to wherever they think they can help to bring. And for those of you who are not techie like me, I have paper to pass out because the list says underwear for men and women, socks, sweatshirts, sweatpants, light jackets, sweaters, body wash, shampoo, and feminine products. I took this through the guidelines of the Pinellas Hope website. So the day for collection is Sunday, November 13th. And all I ask, because I'm hoping there's going to be a great outpouring of product, that they are packed in either black plastic bags, black plastic trash bags, boxed, or if you want to bring a small laundry basket, that will work as well. So thank you for your attention, and if you have any questions, you know how to get hold of me.
Thanks, Nat. That's a great thing that you're spearheading here. Can we all commit to bring one thing out of our closet or our drawers or something that's nice? I'll be digging through mine, and I will find something. I pledge to make a donation. So if you can all join me, that would be great. Thanks, Natalie. We have a stewardship testimonial moment from Julie Del Giorno.
See, I knew the good turnout was because I was going to. So, yes, I'm Julie Del Giorno. I moved to Dunedin in November of 2020. 21, when Marge hooked me. And I moved here really kind of starting a new chapter in my life and wanted to be some place where there was a lot of things going on, beautiful places I could walk to, and just meet some new people. And boy, did I cash in on that. I heard about the church from my friend Lori, who told me what a great church it was, how much she was enjoying it. It intrigued me when she told me that there were so many retired pastors here of different denominations, and I thought, that's got to be an interesting group of people. I started listening online like so many people have, joined at the same time as I did. And, I would listen to the sermons, and I can't really say sermons. I never feel like I'm being preached to. I sometimes feel like I'm in school. I'm learning something, and I go home and think about it. I don't always agree, but I found out that it is okay, and that made me feel even better about it. I've never understood something about churches where they feel that their church, their religion is the one. I always felt that, what about everybody else? And we embrace that. I always felt that it was more about knowing how, learning how, and how to raise people to be good people, to care about others, to not be so judgmental, and to help. And we have all found that here. And I'm really, really happy about that. I love the fact that there's so many things that we can participate in. And I went to a Bible study one time when I was trying to get a little more involved in a church that I did attend occasionally in Lutz. And it was a meet and greet, you kind of not really getting into it, but just, hi, how are you? What about you? And I soon found out that it was really a gossip fest. And I'm sure I left them some good stories to tell because I never went back. I never went back to that Bible study. I never went back to that church. So here we care about each other and we help others. We help others locally and we help others globally. I love the fact that some of the money that I give to this church goes to people all over the world, as well as the people here. And I have to put in my little pitch for my little thing is it is so awesome that every week someone here from this church takes food that we all donate to that little place right next door at Dunedin Cares. There are people there who really need it, and we give every week, and every time we do, they're like, man, you guys got it. You guys really understand it. And I'm so happy and so proud to be a member of this church. Thank you very much.
That was awesome. That was awesome. And by the way, you did 207 pounds yesterday of food delivered over to Dunedin Cares. And you know what's coming up? You know we are the defending turkey donation champion for Dunedin Cares. We're the defending champs. And we got a repeat amongst churches, third amongst all organizations. We went up against some big ones. So we need to be like the Buccaneers tried to be last year and failed. We need to be repeat champions.
How many Lombardi trophies do the Vikings have?
Yeah, we won't go there. We won't go there. Thank you, Julie. That was great. Some pastoral care announcements that I want to share with you all. Hold Rosemary Randall in your hearts and prayers. Rosemary, her brother Pete died yesterday in South Carolina. He'd been sick for some time. She found out yesterday afternoon that he passed away. Rosemary, I know you're not here with us, but we're thinking about you this day, and lean on us as you need to. We'll be here for you. Also, Tarek's father passed away 3 days ago. And Tarek's with us. That's a joy. But she's celebrating a dad who instilled in some phenomenal values in him. He was just telling me. And so we hold you, Tarek, in our hearts and prayers this day, both in joyful celebration that you're here with us and for the loss of your father. So, Fran Mitchell is at home recovering from hip replacement, as is Anna Jane. I don't think Anna Jane's here, is she? No. Probably online with us. She just also had hip replacement surgery. They're both doing well. Thinking about both of you. Hold Mama Liz in your hearts and prayers. Continue to. I think I'll just lift her up each week. She's getting kind of weaker and weaker by the days and weeks here. So she has some good days, but the bad days are kind of taking over. So Mama Liz, if you're online with us, I saw you this week. It was great to spend some time with you. Just know we're thinking about you, okay? You and your wonderful family. And hold the Stiers family in your heart and prayers. It's Chuck's brother, Tom, is in the end-of-life process. So we're thinking of you, Stiers family, in this time as well. And finally, Mark Fedeke would have been in the choir. He's probably online with us, but his wife, Dolly, tested positive for COVID this morning. So a reminder that it is still out there. So take your precautions, get your boosters, do all that good stuff. So any other quick concerns anyone wants to share? Jana?
My neighbor Mary, who lives across the street from Martin, and her husband recently passed. She's just been recovering from breast cancer, hair cancer, had a horrible stroke with his chemo. He passed away last week. She went to walk the dog, she broke her hip. So get her carriage for our flowers, and please pray, lift her up.
Lift Mary up. Absolutely.
Thanks.
You bet, Jana. We'll Mary in our hearts and prayers. Tom and Michelle.
Yes, I don't know where to start, but Cynthia's mom's in the hospital up in Stowe, Ohio, with a problem with her ankle. And then on Thursday, we were driving down to Jupiter to visit my sister who has multiple myeloma. She's in the hospital. And our oldest son, Timothy, called and said that his wife, Sharon, just died suddenly on Thursday. 53 years old, just up and died. So hold Timothy and his son Dominic in your heart.
Timothy and Gwen as well, in heart and prayer. Yeah. Thanks, Tom. Any other concerns? Yeah, Tarek?
Let me say this, not many of you might be knowing me, but many of you know me as well. I'm a very private person, and I hardly share anything with anyone. But the reason my father's passing away with Mike was for a reason. And the reason was that I come from a different tradition, different country originally, and everything different. But my father was such a unique person that he gave me an open mind. So whatever you see me in today, it is because of him actually. So that is the reason I wanted you to mention him, because he gave me a totally open mind. He never asked me to follow this way or that way. So that is the real thing which I wanted to share here today.
He gave you a gift. Well, we hold you in our hearts, Tarek.
her mother passed away this morning, so I'm just prayers and love, and I'm concerned for her. I know she was very, very close with her mom, and she's having a hard time right now. So prayers for Christina and her mother who passed away. Her mother's name is Leisha.
Prayers for Christina and Leisha, absolutely. Michelle. Yeah. Jenny.
The next step in my journey is November 17th for hopefully a reversal of my original surgery. So all of the positive thoughts, vibes, prayers, cross fingers, cross toes, anything you can send out into the universe. It's been working, and I would love for it to continue to work, that this is a successful surgery.
You bet, Jenny. Keeping our hearts and prayers, absolutely. Any other joys you want to celebrate? You want to lift up this day? I got a couple. See that picture on the screen right there? Anybody guess who that is? No, it's not me. That is Cliff Albrecht Suvia, Ellery and Cliff. And Ellery sent that to me, so I'm going to get it in the service to embarrass Cliff at home. They're not here, but they're up in Gainesville with the girls. But that is Cliff. It was his birthday yesterday. So Cliff, to you, my friend, we say a happy, happy birthday to you, and hope you guys are doing well. Leslie Kowalski also just celebrated a birthday the other day, so we say happy birthday to Leslie Kowalski. Any other joys you want to lift up? Yeah, Amy?
My oldest son, Eric, is getting married November 5th.
Wow.
So, I'm super excited to welcome his, my daughter-in-law.
Wow, awesome.
Yeah, so I'm really happy about that.
Congratulations, that's great. Wow. Other joys? Yes, yeah, Michelle.
I'm trying to figure out how to get this announcement into a joy. So,
Why don't you grab the mic there, Michelle?
the beginning of the planting season.
Why don't you grab the mic there, Michelle? There you go.
You know me, Mike. I don't need a mic. Anyway, it's the beginning of the growing season here in Florida, and that's a great joy. And our gardens are being planted. And last Saturday we had a lot of people come. And but this Friday at 8:30 we'll have another day of getting the gardens ready, because I think this garden will be donating like 500 or 600 pounds of organic food this year. So that's my great joy. Anyone that wants to be there, Friday morning, 8:30 at the First Presbyterian Church, Dunedin.
That's awesome. Talk to Michelle with any garden questions. She's our garden guru. So, I'm gonna share a quick joy. My daughter's band, the Tarpon Spring Performance Band, won the Orlando National Bands of America competition last night in Orlando. So, I'm a proud dad today. What can I say? They're heading on back, and I'd be willing to put the show on later. You got to see it. You just got to see it. That's all I can say. So at some point, you go to YouTube and just type in Tarpon Springs Band in 2022, and you can probably see it there. It's amazing what these kids do. I mean, we have a bandmate in the back from Dunedin there, so you guys work so hard. I'm amazed at what you do. It's something else. So congratulations to all of our musicians, because you guys rock. You really do, literally and figuratively. You rock. Okay, let's just yes.
I'm not sure. Tim Conroy, great honor, and I hope he's not too humble to talk about it.
What is that great honor, Tim Conroy?
Entered
there you are.
Sent a prose piece to a literary journal, and I won the prize.
Hey! Awesome. That's cool. Congratulations, Tim. Yeah, you were too humble. You weren't going to bring that up. I know that. Yeah. Tim is a very accomplished poet. Really rich, deep poetry. So congratulations to you, my friend. Yes, Molly.
Just a reminder to the core team leaders, budget requests are due this week. Just if you haven't been reading your email, so.
Perfect. I like how you squeeze that announcement on in there. That's perfect. Hey, let's just center ourselves for a moment. Then we're going to have a little more raucous centering moment than we usually do. Instead of Work of the People, we're going to get Annie DeShant singing about change. Maybe fire us up for her concert here in 2 weeks. But first, let's just to close your eyes. Take a few deep centering breaths. Just remember, it's in our breath that we connect with the divine spark that kindles can center you in the best of times and also in the worst of times. So breathe in this present moment. Remind yourself that it is a beautiful, beautiful moment. Breathe in a sense of peace. Let go of some of the anxiety that I know so many of us are carrying in these days. As Jesus said, our worry is enough for today. We don't need to think about tomorrow. An anxiety out. Present moment, beautiful moment. Now let's let Annie DeShant take us away with her words on change.
I can't pretend that I'm the one who has been put upon. I can't pretend that I am not to blame for measuring the state of things by how it's treating me, believing we're treated all the same. I was thinking that our history had nothing to do with me. I wasn't there, no blood is on my hands. But if I tremble at the cross of Jesus, then the words I can't breathe mean I gotta understand. Are you ready? Yes, I'm ready. Are you ready? Yes, I'm ready. Hey, what kind of change am I? What kind of change are you? Come on, listen to our brothers, love our sisters, love each other. The call ain't nothing new. What kind of change are you? I'll tell you that I traveled far down the road with my guitar. I know in every city that I go, the poorest part of town is always black or brown, and there ain't no one there I would ever know. They're tearing down the Family Dollar, putting up an ice cream parlor. $7 will buy a gourmet cone. We keep draining all the color till we'll never know each other. Neighborhoods are lines that we have drawn. Are you ready? Yes, I'm ready. Are you ready? Yes, I'm ready. Hey, what kind of change am I? What kind of change are you? Come on and listen to our brothers, love our sisters, love each other. The call ain't nothing new. What kind of change are you? Here's where we begin. Oh, love wins. Are you ready? Yes, I'm ready. Are you ready? Yes, I'm ready. What kind of change am I? What kind of change are you? Come on, listen to our brothers, love our sisters, love each other. The call ain't nothing new. What kind of change? What kind of change? What kind of change? What kind of change are
We're having clicker issues again, so.
Our reading today comes from the Gospel of Luke, chapter 10, verses 38 through 42. Hear the story of Jesus, Mary, and Martha. As they continued their travel, Jesus entered a village. A woman by the name of Martha welcomed him and made him feel quite at home. She had Martha, who sat before the man on every word he said. But Martha was pulled away by all she had to do in the kitchen. Later, she stepped in, interrupting them. "Master, don't you care that my sister has abandoned the kitchen to me? Tell her to lend me a hand." The master said, "Martha, dear Martha, you're fussing far too much and getting yourself worked up over nothing. One thing only is essential, and Mary has chosen it. It's the main course and won't be taken from her." The word of our Creator for everyone.
Much better than 10 virgins. Still recovering from last week. And we will give promise. Thanks for that great reading. So her name was Sister Platilla Nelli, a nun who lived in a convent called Santa Caterina di Cavaggio. That just is so much fun to say. In Florence, Italy, around the height of the... Want me to say it again like that? What? Oh, God. Santa Caterina, Tabasco, apparently, is where she lived. Fancy Pants Arena, Tabasco. Okay. No, let's leave it on. Let's leave it on and see what happens. Let me say that again. Santa Caterina di Cavaggio. Sounds like an Italian dish. Anyway, as I was saying, should we just go eat now? Seriously? We just have a prayer and just go outside. Do you need to hear this? So anyway, I'm guessing most of you have anybody ever heard of her before? Anybody? No, not one single person in here. In fact, I studied countless Renaissance art history classes. That was my major in college. And never once did I hear of this woman until recently when I was reading an article on the rediscovery of what many art historians today are calling nothing short of a female master Renaissance painter, akin to Michelangelo, akin to Da Vinci and others. The article focused on a recently restored and unveiled painting. You see it up ahead of you on the Last Supper that she painted in the hidden light of her quiet convent in Florence. I got to tell you, reading the article, her story, it's a bit sad in one end, yet it's a fascinating story. So I just want to tell you a little bit about it. The sad part is, and I know you won't be shocked, but during the Renaissance and throughout most of history, women were not allowed to practice the many crafts and trades that men were. In fact, when it came to art, painting and sculpture, women were actually banned by law. Believe that? From studying male anatomy. What's it going to do with that? Making it, I'm afraid to look, making it rather difficult to render that. If you can't study male anatomy, you can't really render the figure for paintings, right? Most of which were religious in content and therefore would involve men, which they could not paint. Well, not one to be deterred, Sister Plautilla established an all-women painter workshop in her convent, and with her obvious natural talent, she helped the other sisters become artists of their own. And they were known to kind of quietly sell their works to wealthy buyers and nobility, and thus were able to achieve complete economic self-sufficiency for their convent. It's pretty cool, isn't it? And because of that sufficiency, that self-sufficiency, no men could try to meddle with what the sisters were up to in their under-the-radar art school. And their art flourished underground around the Florentine scene. Sister Plautilla was obviously on the radars of some, because the great Renaissance biographer Giorgio Vasari wrote in The Lives of the Artists, he wrote, she would have done wonderful things if she had only studied as men do. Well, the laws told her she could not, but she did not let that stop her. And now, after years of intensive restoration, Sister Plautilla's genius and talent that obviously surpassed and rivaled many of the great male artists, well, it was unveiled just recently to the world. And this is a 21-foot rendition of The Last Supper. Interestingly, she signed it, Sister Plautilla, Pray for the Paintress. I love that. And I have to say, this is one of the most beautiful images of that famous meal that I have ever seen. So perhaps it's time for Leonardo to just move on over. Sister Plautilla, the paintress, is in the house. Who knew art history could be so exciting? Huh? I recount this today for three main reasons. One, because obviously as an art history geek, I found this really, really fascinating. I love this stuff. Second, because again, like so much of our Christian tradition, I just find it continually so sad that women were pushed more and more out of the picture over time, even though the historical picture doesn't agree with their constantly being turned into what? Sinners, right? And prostitutes, or into meek and mild handmaidens, or yes, even virgins. So I just find that so sad, you know? Why do we have to do that? I don't know why history swerved that way. So I find it sad. But finally, on this day that we join one another at a table of the Feast of Oktoberfest, Sister Plautilla offered yet another reminder through painting of how important table fellowship was to Jesus. Now I know this image is locked in stone as the special once upon a time sacramental supper that Jesus held with his disciples to institute a ritual meal, and to many a sacrifice that will just be reenacted countless times over the millennia, likely much to the surprise of Jesus himself. But the truth is, images like this one, so often called the Last Supper, should remind us that, you know, if this was Jesus' last, well then surely there was a first, and a second, and a third, and a fourth, and so on. Is dining with folks, all sorts of folks, sharing a meal was something that he did all the dang time. In fact, I will go so far as to say it is a hallmark of Jesus' ministry. It is a shared meal with stories and laughter and comfort and challenge taking place around tables full of people from different walks of life. But don't ask me, let's just look at the Gospels. When we just go through the Gospel of Luke, just in Luke, where our reading came from, we see so many instances of Jesus using food and a table to build a sense of community and fellowship. We just heard the story of Mary and Martha, where Jesus is visiting his friends and is regaling Mary with stories, and her sister Martha is slaving away in the kitchen, preparing a meal for them to share, and in good old passive-aggressive fashion, she says, geez, Jesus, wouldn't it be nice if my lazy sister would get in the kitchen? This is my interpretation. It'd be nice if my lazy sister would get in the kitchen and help me out here. And Jesus says, Martha, Martha, Martha. Come on, Martha. Mary gets it. She's just enjoying a visit, not stressing over all the work. Martha, in other words, was missing the point. Community and hospitality is not about the work and the busyness of putting on a good spread. Rather, in true hospitality, it was about spending time with people. It was about making the time to really sit and enjoy the people you are in community with, to hear their stories, to share in their struggles, their joys. That, Jesus tells Martha, is the key to the whole table experience, building authentic, intentional, and invested community. And we see Jesus do this countless other times, even without, again, leaving Luke's gospel. We see, I'm going to list these off for you. We see Jesus reveling at a banquet at Levi the tax collector's home, where we're told he's dining with tax collectors and sinners. Ooh, sounds like a good party to me. Jesus knew how to party, I'm going to tell you that. We see him dining at a Pharisee's house with guests and a mysterious so-called sinful woman. Ooh, scandal. A little later, we have a story of Jesus feeding 5,000 people, a radical act of hospitality. And then he's at the home of the story that we just heard, Mary and Martha. And then you know what he does? He leaves there. He leaves there, and soon he's dining at the home of a Pharisee again, surrounded by other Pharisees and lawyers. That doesn't sound so fun. Soon after that, he's found dining in a home, we are told, of a leading Pharisee with more Pharisees and other guests. And just a handful of chapters later, he's walking along, and you know what he does? He invites himself to dinner at the tax collector Zacchaeus' home, where in the course of a few meals convinces him to give half of his wealth to the poor and pay back 4 times as much as he had defrauded. You remember that story? Then we get to our painting, this so-called Last Supper, though this is misleading because after Jesus is executed, we find him breaking bread again with a couple of women at Emmaus, and soon after eating broiled fish with the disciples as they're all gathered together. Think about it, even death can't stop Jesus from eating and dining with folks. Even death can't stop this guy from sharing a meal. That's saying something. My favorite dining experiences don't even happen in Luke. They are from John. One, of course, being my favorite text, the wedding at Cana, where Jesus, according to the story, turns enough water into wine to fill an entire wine warehouse. It's crazy. And the other one gets me every time. It's at the end of John, where Jesus appears on the beach, on the lake shore, while the disciples are out fishing. He's been executed at this point. And he builds a charcoal fire. And he bids the bewildered disciples to come and have breakfast. That's in John. Go read it. It's like he was a waiter at Perkins or something. Again, even death can't stop Jesus from eating, and especially eating with others in community. I was speaking with a colleague a couple days in November, and all that we have going on here, and especially highlighting Oktoberfest today. My friend looked perplexed and asked, why does a church hold an Oktoberfest party? Boundary violation, right? And my answer was exactly that. Why wouldn't we hold an Oktoberfest party? In hindsight, I should have just said it's Jesus' fault. Because he couldn't turn down a chance to dine or party, whether in life or death, so why the heck shouldn't we? It's his fault. But it really comes down to community. And Jesus knew apparently better than most that building a sense of community takes intentionality and time for it to be really authentic and meaningful. He knew that the way to truly get to know one another was over a meal, around a table, and sharing stories and laughter in good times and in the challenging times. And so why does the church celebrate Oktoberfest? For exactly that reason. Because of Jesus and his countless examples he set for us as he bounded from one meal to another, from one gathering to another, from first suppers to last suppers, and all those in between, and even the ones that we'll enjoy when we leave this earthly realm. The crux of the Jesus way truly comes down to hospitality and the community that derives from it. So stick around today, my friends. $5 gets you the best meal ever going. And if you're visiting with us, you are our guests. You do not pay $5. We have plenty of food. We have plenty of beer and root beer. Plenty of beans and potato salads and, good God, everything else out there. There's some really good food out there. So get to know one another today. Greet an old friend. Make a new friend. Build some community today. That is, after all, according to the stories we possess about Jesus, that's what it has always been about. And surely, don't call me serious. Keep your eyes peeled. Smell that grill picking up named Jesus who sends a gathering. He may just show up and join us on the lake shore. For apparently he could never, ever turn down a good meal with friends. Happy Oktoberfest, everybody. I'll see you out at the table in just a little bit. Amen.
How many people here know that we have a drum circle? No, all right. How many, don't raise your hands if you're in the drum circle. Now you raise your hand if you're in the drum circle. Look around, you see these people. They've come here today to celebrate this final anthem with us here for this service. So everybody enjoy and feel like a conga line or something. You know, somebody said, oh, they might fall. You know, somebody might fall. No, you use your hips like a walker. You know, there's hips. Go along like that.
Feel free to get up and dance, folks.
That's it.
And now let's bow our heads in reverent prayer. That was fun. That was really cool. Thank our drum circle for coming on in here. And you can join them any Saturday. Which Saturday is it? 4th Saturday, 6 o'clock out in the garden. And you can go jam on the drums. So check it out sometime. I do wonder if you will journey with me for a moment, ever deeper into a time of centering and prayer. However, mindful that at the heart of our lives, the eternal now of God is glowing within us, kindling in us holy presence. Let's invite you to melt into that presence now, and let's just join our hearts for a moment of stillness and prayer. Bring us back to the realm of words with this beautiful prayer by the Celtic mystic John Philip Newell. All things are born of you, O God. We carry within us your light and your life. In the mystery of matter and deep in the cells of our souls are your longings for oneness, the oneness of the universe, vast and vibrating with the sound of its beginning, the oneness of the earth, greening and teeming as a single body, the oneness of the human soul, a sacred countenance in infinite form. Grant us your longings for oneness, O God, amidst life's glorious multiplicities. For this day, O God, we give thanks. For the meal we're about to share as friends, we stand in a spirit of gratitude. For the suffering in our world, we pray and hope. And for the suffering in our midst, among those we know and love, we hold them in our hearts and pledge to offer our support and care. Bless us in this time with joy, and bless our week ahead with courage and conviction, and always a deep sense of peace. I wonder if you'll join me now in an ancient prayer that our brother, that partier Jesus, taught us on the hills of Galilee long ago. We call it the Lord's Prayer, and please choose your most cherished image, whether that be father or mother or creator. Will you join me? Our Creator, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and glory forever. Amen. 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 I know you all want to get outside, right? But I want to just say first, thank you for your incredible generosity and your giving. It truly knows no bounds. If you're visiting with us today and you're like, I want to invest in this community of love, we have plates on the back table. If you're online with us, just go to our website and you can give anytime there on our give page or scan that QR code and it will take you right there. But I just want to say thank you from your financial giving to your drum playing, to your music, to leading groups and donating food. You guys all do so much here, and I just thank you. It's a pleasure to journey in this life with you. I mean that fully. But we got one more thing we got to do before we go hit the hot dog line, the brat line out there. We got to sing our way out of here for peace. Let there be peace on earth. Let it begin with us. Let's sing our hearts out, and then let's go eat. praises from our God, and happy Oktoberfest! Nice. That's a good one.